Hello friends, I am back again with another session of fundamental chemistry, and in the first session we discussed the definition of valency and valency chart, and today I am going to discuss with you how to write the chemical formula if you are knowing the chemical name. This is something very important because if the formula written is wrong, then it will create the problem in balancing the chemical equation, which is mandatory for all the boards, whether it is your ICSC, ISC, CBSC, IGSC, IB. You name any board and balancing of equations are important. So let me share the board, and I hope everybody is safe in this pandemic. Please stay safe. That is something very important. So here goes the session. Now, crisscross method. What is this crisscross method that we have to see? Now, suppose if the name is given sodium chloride. Now, you are supposed to write the formula of this compound sodium chloride. As we have discussed earlier in the first session, that the best way to remember the cation and anion is that in the name, the first word will represent the first name. First name means the cation, and cation means the positive one. So for sodium, the symbol is Na and the valency is +1. The second word in the chemical name will always represent the surname. Surname means anion, and anion means the negative one. So it will be Cl -1. Now in the crisscross method, we interchange the numerical values of the valency. We don't interchange the charges, we only interchange the numerical value. So on interchanging, the formula becomes Na1Cl1. The rule of writing the chemical formula says that if the value is 1, it can be ignored because it is understood. If no number is written in the subscript, then it always represents as 1. So the final formula for sodium chloride will be NaCl. We can take another example. For example, if I am taking ammonium carbonate. Now in this ammonium carbonate, again ammonium is the first name, cation, symbol is NH4+. Second word is your surname, anion, and the symbol is CO3 -2. Now we will interchange the valencies. On interchanging the valencies, we get the value as NH4 whole twice CO3. Now here you are requiring a bracket because now if you see your ammonium ion is not consisting of a single element. It contains the atoms of nitrogen and hydrogen both. So it is representing a radical. So when we are interchanging the valency, then we will have to enclose it within the bracket. So the formula becomes NH4 whole twice CO3. Again, we will not write like this. This is not the correct way because one, I have told you it has to be ignored. So the final formula for ammonium carbonate will be NH4 whole twice CO3. Now, let's discuss some other examples also. How to write the formulas. And one thing you have to remember, children, that it will come by practice. If you think that in one go you will be learning, then you are wrong. You should pick up at least 5 names every day randomly from your book and try to write the formula. So magnesium oxide. Again, magnesium is the first word, first name, cation, symbol, and the valency is Mg+2. Oxide, the second word, the surname, anion. So the symbol and the valency is O-2. Again, we will use the crisscross method. You will be getting the formula as Mg2O2. Now, the second rule of writing the formula. When we are writing the final formula, we should see if the numbers are divisible by a common multiple. So here, both are 2, so it can be easily cancelled by 2. So the formula will become MgO. So this is the final formula. Similarly, if I take aluminum chloride, Then for aluminum chloride, if I'm writing, then it will be Al plus 3, Cl minus 1. Again, we will use this arrow to interchange the valency. We will get Al1, Cl3. 1 and 3 cannot be divided by a common number. So the formula remains like this only. But then, as I said, 1 will be ignored. So the final formula will become AlCl3. Okay. So this is the way of writing the formulas. We can take one more example in this, because as I said, it is something very interesting. Now, suppose if I'm taking potassium sulfate, then K plus 1 is the symbol and the valency of potassium. For sulfate, it will be SO4 minus 2. We will interchange the valencies. We will be getting K2 SO4 whole 1, because again it is a radical, so it will be enclosed in the bracket. But as I said, again 2 and 1 cannot be divided by a common number. And at the same time, if it is 1, 1 can be ignored. So the formula will become K2SO4. This will be the formula for potassium sulfate. Now the other way around. If the formula is given, then how we will be writing the name? Suppose if the formula is MgHCO3 whole twice, then in writing the name also, as I said the other day, that if you will spell my name as Shrivastava Rachna, I will never appreciate. But I will always like if you pronounce my name as Rachna Shrivastava. So the first name is always written first, then the surname. So it happens in the chemical naming also of the compounds, that first we write the name of the cation and then we write the name of the anion. So this will become magnesium hydrogen carbonate. This will be the name. If I take another example, AlN, then again aluminium is written first, Al, so it will be aluminium nitride. This will be the correct way of writing aluminium nitride. So I hope this session was fruitful for you all. Now you all can practice. Then we will meet again with another session in which I will be teaching you how to balance the equations. And that is something very, very interesting. But before we start the balancing of equations, I will always appreciate if you practice at least writing 5 chemical formulae every day. Practice always makes the man perfect. So it applies on us also. The more we practice, the more confident we become. So with this, we end the session. Be safe and stay connected. Thank you.